What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you guys see that I was just recently blessed by Yahoo Japan, a website that I'm strangely addicted to. I guess it's kind of better than, like, you know, online sports gambling and shit, but is it really a difference? I don't know. But anyways, just kind of wanted to make a video of my collection. If you guys have been following me for a long time, you guys will know that I very frequently will scoop shit up off of Yahoo Japan and various auction sites, particular to super rare A70 Supra items. And I just laid everything out in my living room, and it's like, wow, I spent a lot of fucking money. But this is I kind of want to make this video to show you guys like what's out there. If you guys just have patience, these things will pop up. And for those of you who are new to the, you know, the MK3 Mark III Supra scene, this is kind of like, I guess, an educational video to show you guys, you know, what's out there. What are some things you could be looking for to put on your car to make it unique. So without further ado, let's go ahead. No, I didn't really I'm not doing this in any particular order, just kind of random. I just laid everything out in my living room. And I guess I'll kind of start off with the basic things and just work my way up to what I feel like is my number one holy grail item. So yeah, let's get started. So this is what my living room currently looks like. Usually I have all these things boxed up and sitting on shelves that I have here in my storage room, but just want to lay everything out so you guys can get a visual of what I got going on here. So I will say the most obvious thing in the room here is the front bra, which is OEM for an 89 up, 89, 90, 91, 92 Supras. I got the hood piece and the actual bumper nose cone piece. I'm not sure if there were pieces to cover the headlights. I kind of doubt it, but if they are, I don't have them. This I scooped up on Facebook Marketplace, or on the groups rather, from another member who was selling it for a pretty good deal. I scooped it up quick. This will help me. You'll see this on the car when I get it running, but before I'm able to do the bodywork needed to my front bumper, which is a little bit haggard. I still want to put on the S2 air guide and the turbo A duct. But yeah, so once the car is running and driving, I'll probably slap this on for some cool points and to hide the cosmetic flaws that are currently in my front bumper right now. This thing's pretty mint. A little bit of staining on the text, but I think I can easily get that out with some kind of fabric cleaner. And I'll definitely touch up the leather with like a leather conditioner too. But this thing is very nice. Nice, like a felt on the inside. These are the plastic tabs that will get stuck in between the seams of the body panels. All the elastic straps with the plastic hooks are all intact. This is a very nice piece. And I'm very stoked to have it. Anyways, moving on. Let's see. I guess as we're on the subject of OEM, let's talk about these stainless steel OEM rain guards. A lot of you OG guys know what these are. If you're new to this game, these are stainless steel rain guards with Supra embossed, or I don't know what the proper term is, but stamped into the stainless steel with plastic or rubberized backing. This is a funny story. I was cruising Yahoo Japan one night and I came across this auction, and it was just an auction. It didn't have a buy it now or anything like that, and the auction was started at whatever the conversion rate for yen, but $40 US. These things typically go for 400, so I'm not sure if it was a typo or what. But I knew these things were worth 400, 500 bucks even, depending on how desperate you are. So just for shits and gigs, you know, I didn't really want these because my car is Targa, and these only can be run on hardtops or sunroof if you're 91, 92. Yeah, I didn't really want these, but you know, I said, what the hell, let's see what happens. I put in a bid for 40 bucks, and it was the last minute too, like only like, I think like 8 hours down to the end. And went to sleep that night, woke up in the morning, had the notification on my phone that I won. And I was just completely flabbergasted. I didn't understand what to fucking think. I actually bought these for $40 US, and they're mint condition. And yes, I do have the little brackets and the clips that go to attach these to the car. Unbelievable find. It was like one of those, you know, going to the casino and hitting the jackpot within the first 5 minutes. It was crazy. Definitely an unbelievable buy. Unfortunately, I am Target top, so I'm kind of on the fence to either keep them as a shelf piece or sell them to somebody who's actually going to run them. And no, I'm not going to sell them for $40. Moving on. Let's see. OEM. This is not really specific A70 specific. This is pretty universal, but this is just a TRD fuel cap cover. This is not an actual fuel cap. This is just a cover that goes over your existing OEM fuel cap. I know it's kind of lame, but it's just a dress-up piece. I think it looks cool, and I really haven't seen these before. And yes, I did confirm it in my TRD catalog. That is an actual TRD piece. And let's see. That's pretty much it for OEM stuff. Let's move on to shifters, because I got like 3 of those. I guess the first shifter we can talk about is my Nashman version 2. You know, this isn't really something that's up there with the C's or the Stillway. You know, not a big name like Gritty or HKS, but still a cool, pretty cool piece of Supra history. If you were on the Supra forums or Supra Mania back in the day, you would know all about these. Short throw shifter for the R154/W58, fully adjustable, so you can adjust the not so much a throw, but the position of the shift knob towards the driver orientation. Looks like you can do height and the angle of the top portion of the shifter to angle it more towards the driver. You can swing it around, bring it towards the left or to the right. So I would assume this is safe to use on right-hand drive or left-hand drive Supras. Pretty cool piece. Because of my other options that I have, I'm probably not going to run this. So again, I'm on the fence of either keeping it as a cool shelf piece or selling it to somebody who truly wants it. Again, you know, like I said, money talks, bullshit walks. If you really want this thing, let me know. Next up was a more recent buy that I had. Something I really been looking for was a C's short throw. This was a good deal on Yahoo Japan. You know, I get bored, jump on Yahoo Japan real quick, see what they got. This came up as a good deal. So the guy even threw in the actual, the larger boot that bolts to the tunnel, which I have there stored away. I got 2 of those now, which is nice. So yeah, C's short throw shifter. This is probably the best short throw shifter you can buy for the MK3 Supra, or even really just any import. The Skyline guys are really big into this shifter, and so are like the 240 guys, etc. So really good deal on that one. Awesome find. Those pop up, I would say maybe, man, I would say it's safe to say those probably pop up on the auctions about once or twice a year, on average. So if you see one, I highly recommend you scoop it up, because these have the next smoothest shift next to OEM. The OEM is clearly the smoothest. This is going to be the next best option if you're going to have a short throw shifter plus smoothness. Alright, so let's Still on the subject of shifters, this right here is the Stillway 0 to 400 shifter. Brand new in the box. If you guys know, you know. Let me move some of this stuff out of the way. Everything's still here wrapped up. Gasket, zip ties, a little shift pattern sticker, the badge that goes onto the shift knob itself. Nice weighted shift knob, all the bits and pieces. Anyways, let me kind of explain what this does for me. So this is a shifter. If you can't tell already, the 0 to 400 is a dead giveaway. This shifter, when being used, has two modes really. Two modes. You have your regular daily driving mode, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus reverse. All good and dandy. This also does drag racing mode. So if you know, 0 to 400 meters is a quarter mile. And what this does is this has lockouts, right? So this allows you. It's almost. I heard somebody compare it to like a gated shifter, but the lockouts will prevent you from money shifting when you're drag racing. If you don't know what money shifting is, let's say you're going, you take off from a dig, you go first, second, third, and then your money shift is when you accidentally throw it back into second instead of fourth. And then you potentially, blow your engine or God knows what, or even the transmission. So this has lockouts to prevent that from happening. So it'll force you to go up in gears rather than downshifting by accident. So really cool piece. When I first discovered this thing, I was like, man, Stillway shifter, what is that? Jumped on YouTube. There's one guy on YouTube who put this in I want to say it was a Corolla, an AE86. I could be wrong though. It's been a while since I've seen that video. But yeah, that's what this is. So it's going to be a toss-up between this or the C's, of which I'm going to put in the car. Most likely, I think when I first get the car running, it's going to be the C's. Drive on with this for a little bit. And then when I feel adventurous, I'll throw the Stillway in. As you can see, check it out. If you notice something, the Stillway is not a short throw shifter. It's OEM throw. So the way you can tell is the length of, God, I don't even know what to call that. The length of material you have from the pivot point right here, which is this ball. So the shorter it is, the longer your throw, right? This is going to be your fulcrum right here. Same thing here. The more material you have here, the shorter the throw. So, and that's that. And while we're on the subject of shifters, I don't know if this is rare or not, but top secret 5-speed shift knob. I'm pretty stoked on it. I saw it. It was a good deal. I'm a big fan of, Smokey Nagata and his top secret stuff, so I wanted to scoop this up. Wanted something really nice and special for my car. So this definitely gives off that Japanese street racer vibe. All right. And next up on the list, this is a GA70 / I think JZ870 HKS intercooler. This I bought when I was in the early planning phases of my car. Originally, I kind of wanted just to do a 1J on stock twins with obviously upgraded twin turbos, billet wheels and whatnot, and just kind of keep the car, OEM plus. Because 1J twin turbo is more true to the chassis, but then I was kind of weighing in my options, kind of wanted to go more budget friendly, so that's why I went with the 2JZ and a single turbo setup. More cost effective, and it's just more, to me the engine looks better, performs better. Why not? If I could run a stroked out JZ for less cost, why wouldn't I, you know? Go from a 2.5 to a 3.0. Anyways, so obviously this thing, not going to be using, it's just kind of small for my application, especially if you're going to go single turbo. You know, but still just a beautiful piece. You don't see too many of these on here. I gotta polish it. That's just a mung on there. This again, saw on Yahoo Japan. There was another one that popped up last year, sold for a good amount of money, over $1,000, like $1,000. This thing, obviously, don't plan on getting that much out of it. If you want, shoot me an offer. This thing is up for sale. Don't plan on using it. Yeah, so very nice piece. Unfortunately, I don't have any of the piping that goes to it, but I would assume this also pairs with the factory piping, because I compared it to factory JZ A70 intercoolers, and this is roughly the same, the shape, like the inlet and outlet are like this, more or less the same positions. Obviously, this is just a thicker, more heavy-duty core. Very nice piece. No brackets, but the brackets that I did see for this thing look pretty easy to make. Any basic guy with metal, any guy with basic metal forming knowledge can easily make them without a welder. Just some bending and whatnot. So there it is, my A70 HKS intercooler. Very cool piece. These right here, these are HKS piping for the A70. Came with these HKS couplers. However, like I said, not for this intercooler. These are two separate auctions. When this one popped, I bought the intercooler and then I saw this auction pop up and I was like, holy shit, I just got lucky. This has got to be for this intercooler. Well, not so much. These pipes are slightly larger, and I want to say these pipes are for the upgraded HKS front mount. Not this one, obviously. This is like a OEM plus replacement for the OEM intercooler. I think these pipes go for like the larger, you know, upgraded front mount intercooler for the A70. So I got 4 pipes here, 3 couplers. Obviously couplers are no big deal. You can still get those any place with the HKS on them. The pipes, not so much. These you can't find anywhere. Unfortunately, I don't know if I'm missing any pipes or not. It could possibly be that I am, but it looks like I have, you know, from the intercooler here, and then these two might be, or you know, these might be from the throttle body, I'm assuming. This could be from the turbo. These could be the ones that come out of the intercooler themselves, off the sides. And then if there's anything in between those that I'm missing, unfortunately, I'm not sure. I don't have an HKS catalog with me. I did look at my Hyper-Rev catalogs, and I couldn't find any information on these either. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Nothing basic, just some upgraded intercooler piping for your A70. And second to last, well, actually third to last, because I have another piece outside that I can't really bring inside the house. Anyways, these are the Gaines MK3 89 Plus tail light covers. These are something that I have always wanted since I first saw them back in the early 2000s when I had my white Supra. These are basically just some, I think they're fiberglass, and they have like a gel coat outing. These are ready to prep and paint and to slap on the car. Super cool piece. These are different from the Hero covers. The Hero covers are more like 3-dimensional. They don't have circle cutouts. Instead, they have just cutouts that go straight like here, but they go straight across, all the way across, instead of like these round cutouts. And obviously the centerpiece that blocks the entire center section. So I do plan on having these paint matched to the car before I put them on, and this is something I'm hella stoked about. When I finally found them on Yahoo Japan earlier this month, and they just got in the other day. So this is super cool piece, one true holy grail item. So I would say the Hero covers are also holy grail, but me personally, I like the look of these better with the circular cutouts. Really cool piece. And second to last piece is, this is like my crown jewel of my collection. Those who know. I found this on Yahoo Japan. It was a cold hit. I decided to log on one day, see what I could find, you know, just see if there's something cool. I'm expecting to find like maybe a C short throw shifter, or you know, maybe one of these bras, something simple, you know, something I could pay cash for real quick and not think anything of it. But I don't know what the hell was going on that day. God was definitely looking out for me, but this popped up and I about shit my fucking pants. I still remember the morning I bid for this thing. I was eating breakfast with my family at a restaurant, and you know, what does everybody do when they're waiting for their food this day and age? Go on your phone, look at Instagram, whatever. Me, I go on Yahoo Japan, find this thing. My heart and my jaw fucking dropped to the floor. I didn't say a word. I'm pretty sure I started sweating when I saw this thing. This is like one of those pieces I've been looking for forever. Done a ton of research. I've been stalking the people who have been known to have these back in the day from Supra forums. I know there was one guy who like had his all powder coated or airbrush or some shit with like skulls and flames on it, and I was like, fuck dude, but I think somebody else bought it and brought it back to its original polished aluminum finish. But anyways, these things are beyond rare. Forget anything else that's here. This right here is truly a holy grail piece in my opinion. I know people say, oh, the tail light covers are holy grail, or maybe the rain guards, but the rain guards you'll see up for sale maybe like, actually there's a bunch of these on Yahoo Japan for like 400, 500 bucks. The deal that I got was holy grail as fuck, for sure. Stillways, I think somebody else is selling one currently. The C's, you know, those pop up every couple times a year. This thing, the intercooler, rare but not crazy rare. I would say that's more like I don't know, what's the rating system these kids use these days? Like that's like B tier, you know. The ARC box is definitely S tier, especially with the brand new filter there. I actually went into a bidding war. This did not have a buyout price. This was straight up, here's the auction. I remember it started off at like $300 US, and it was like a fucking free for all. I told myself I had to have this fucking thing no matter what. And I think I put a sniper bid for like, I always do funny numbers, right? So I think I put a sniper bid for like 1,000 and like $420, whatever, you know, whatever that converts to yen. I did the conversion on Google and put it in, and that's what I did. And ever since I clicked, you know, submit bid, my blood pressure shot through the roof. I was just like so anxious. I didn't say anything. I didn't like tell my wife anything. I didn't tell my kid anything. I didn't tell any of my friends. I just sat there and just ate my breakfast and kind of just tried not to think about it. And then I remember when it came down to like the last like 10 minutes, 5 minutes of the bid, I just kept seeing the fucking bids go up and up and up and up, and I'm just like biting my nails, shaking. And then next thing you know, the auction ended. You know, because the auction ends, and then buy-e takes like 5 minutes to kind of figure out, okay, who actually won this thing. And then, you know, 15 minutes goes by, I get the email that I won the auction. And I was like, holy shit. I own one of the most rarest pieces of MK3 Supra history. right here in my hand. It's a little haggard. I do need to polish this thing up. I have the brackets, you know, I put the zinc bolts myself. The only thing I don't have is the pipe that runs from the box to what would be the factory twins on a 1J. But that's Mickey Mouse. Any fabricator can make that pipe, not that big of a deal. And of course, I still have the original paper filter in there. Had to upgrade, get the brand new foam filter, which is crazy nice. Still says ARC on it. But yeah, and there we go. And that's pretty much the majority of my collection. You know, like I said, if anything here interests you, let me know. The Gaines covers for sure I'm going to use. Shifters I'm going to use, except for the Nash band shifter. That one can go for sale. Intercoolers for sale. Piping's for sale. Bra I'm keeping. Rain guards, not sure. Yeah. Alright, so that's pretty much everything that I have here. Let's go outside and show you guys my very last, you know, super rare, incredibly lucky find that I got. Alright, so what I have here is a brand new old stock Greddy Truss SP exhaust catback. This thing was an incredible find. So with that one popped up on OfferUp, local to me, Fort Lauderdale. So message the guy, hey, you know, I'm very interested. What can I go look at it? The guy was also selling 3 other exhausts. He didn't list what this was. He just had MK3 exhaust. I'm like, cool, fuck it. I need an exhaust. Let's see what these are. Pull up, guy's warehouse. Has 2 HKSs that were obviously already used. None which are a super dragger. Because you guys know, I've been on the hunt for a super dragger for a very long time. And then he had this one, which is still like wrapped up in bubble wrap and tape and all kinds of shit. And I go, what's that one? He goes, oh, that's a Greddy, I think. It's brand new, unused. I'm like, excuse me? Yeah, brand new. Pulled the bubble wrap off. Look inside of it, sure enough, not an ounce, not a speck of soot or like exhaust, you know, carbon bullshit, whatever, that you typically find in the used exhaust. And I was like, say less, I'm taking this one home. So that was an incredible deal. Not to get too much into it, but it was definitely one for the record books that I got in a trade for some Toyota Solar parts for my SC300 I used to have, if you guys are OG members of my channel, and then some cash on top. So that was an incredible find with the resonator still on it. So still have the resonator, exhaust muffler. I'm hoping this exhaust is going to be so quiet. That's what I want. I don't want a loud, you know, shake hand muffler. No, I mean, it looks nice having a big can like that, which I do. This SP exhaust has a nice big can, like a 5-inch, I think 5-inch tip on it, but I don't want the sound. I want a nice, humble, you know, deep sound. Nothing crazy. So, that's pretty much it. That's my collection for my 870 Supra. If you guys are curious as to what I got going on next, let's pull this out. Whole lot of nothing. Since the last video, you guys can see that I have the factory fan shroud. Found that brand new OEM from Induction Performance up in Tampa. I decided not to go E-fans. I'm staying with the clutch fan. Not sure if I discussed that in the last video. I don't think I did. What do we got here? My exhaust manifold is on. That's pretty much it. Really, my next step now is fabrication. Kind of waiting to pay some bills down a little bit. Fabrication ain't cheap. So, got to pay some bills off. You know, pay off a credit card. Make some room in the budget to have this car sent off. I already have a guy waiting for me to fabricate this stuff up. Really just intercooler piping while the V bounces back to the turbo, and do the downpipe, and then have him make like a bracket for my Greddy oil filter relocation kit, etc. So that's pretty much where we're at now. Just waiting on money, you know, just like anybody else. It's all about time and money. So, but I'm not really in a rush, even though my heart is kind of in a rush, because my heart just wants to fucking drive this thing so bad and rip the fucking gears up and down the turnpike or I-75 or whatever we have down here in South Florida. But yeah, just time and money, really. So she's looking good though. Anyways, that's pretty much it for the video. That's all I really wanted to do. Zoom out, my face is ugly. There we go, much better. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you guys made it to the end. And hey, if you're interested in any of these parts that I showed off today, let me know. Shoot me a DM. If you're serious, don't waste my time. If you're gonna offer me, you know, an Xbox 360 for my fucking ARC intake, it's not gonna happen. Serious inquiries only. I'll mostly only entertain the OG Supra guys. Some of you young bucks out here that I heard that, you know, just bought your first fucking 88, you know, automatic GE Supra, don't mess with me, because if your girl's not fucking already built making boosts, I'm not gonna sell you this fucking thing. But yeah, thanks for watching, and the next video will probably be me dropping this thing off at the fabricators for the work. You guys have a good one. Stay tuned for the next video. Follow my Instagram. If you post Supra content also on your gram, I will follow you right back, I promise. And you guys have a good one. Catch you with me soon. And bonus content, this is where I keep everything. Turbo kit, my Greddy T88, Greddy Type C wastegate that I got for another good deal in West Japan, Greddy Type R blow valve, Greddy intake pipe, Greddy oil filter relocation, and etc. These are different flanges from Greddy for these parts for the fabricator. And that's pretty much it. All nice and pretty. Things I didn't go over are this Turbonetics Delta Gate Mark II and this like super sequential, but those aren't rare. Those you can still buy those brand new for pretty cheap. And this isn't rare, but it's for sale. IS 300 gauge cluster with HKS gauge face. So let me know.